Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and Harley-Davidson is in deep apocalyptic trouble. I'm talking Titanic crash, meteor impact, dinosaur level extinction vibes here. If the motorcycle market were a hospital, well, Harley would be on the table with the doctor yelling, "We're losing him." Dealerships are shutting down across America. Bikes are gathering dust like forgotten antiques. And the company's desperate attempts to modernize keep face planting harder than a drunk dude at Sturgis. The bar and shield logo used to be a symbol of rebellion. Now it's just a bat signal for doom. Harley isn't just slipping, Harley is screwed. How screwed, you ask? Well, try this on for size. Some of the oldest, most legendary Harley dealerships in the country, multi-generational shops, have closed their doors after decades of business. New bike sales, they haven't just dipped, they've fallen off a cliff. Harley today barely sells half the motorcycles it did in the mid-2000s peak. Their core customers, the baby boomers who built the Harley empire, are literally aging out. Meanwhile, millennials and Gen Zs, well, they want nothing to do with the brand. A Harley sitting on a showroom floor today gathers dust faster than a Fallout 4 settlement. And then there's Harley's big future play, the electric LiveWire. It was supposed to be the rebirth, and instead, it was the Hindenburg. One quarter, LiveWire sold a total of 33 motorcycles. Yeah, not 33,000, 33 total. Imagine making a product so unwanted that you could fit every buyer into one room and still have extra chairs. Yeah, Harley burned millions building that thing. They lost around $20 million in a quarter, which is over $600,000 lost per bike sold. That's not a business plan, that's a cry for help. So guys, strap on your helmets because today we're going to tear into why Harley-Davidson is absolutely unquestionably screwed, from dying customers and collapsing dealerships to failed innovation in a culture stuck on pause. This is the story of an American giant that rode into the sunset and forgot to turn around.
And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the giveaway. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show.
Okay, so to understand how Harley fell so hard, we got to rewind a little bit. Think Milwaukee, 1903, four young gearheads, William Harley and the Davidson brothers, tinker in a shed and build a motorized bicycle. That scrappy project becomes Harley-Davidson, a name that would define American motorcycling for more than a century. Harley grew real fast. They supplied bikes to the U.S. Army in World War II. After the war, Harley became the ride of choice for the 1950s greasers and 1960s counterculture rebels. Then came Easy Rider in 1969. Peter Fonda, Open Road, chopped Harley Chopper. That movie didn't just feature a Harley, it canonized it. Owning a Harley meant that you were a rebel, a free spirit, the kind of person who looks at society's rules and just thinks, nah, I'm good. Through the 80s and through the 90s, Harley was unstoppable. After nearly dying in the 70s under AMF's ownership, when quality completely tanked, new investors revived the company by leaning hard into heritage. Baby boomers were getting older, richer, and ready to buy their midlife crisis dream machine. Harley, they built that lifestyle. The leather, the noise, the chrome, the rallies, the identity. Harley wasn't just a bike, it was a wardrobe, a culture, a club. By 2006, Harley hit the top of the mountain. Around 350,000 bikes sold in a single year worldwide. Dealerships printed money. Chrome was king. Harley was as American as Coca-Cola, as iconic as Levi's, as recognizable as the Statue of Liberty, except way louder. You know, loud pipes save lives, right? So how does a brand that bulletproof fall apart? Easy. They stopped evolving while the world kept moving forward. Because, guys, here is the thing, other than liking and subscribing and going to winthisIdealcar.com to not win a Harley, but win your ideal dream ride plus cash. Because Harley riders, well, they just didn't get older. It kind of just fossilized. The average Harley buyer today is around 50 years old, deep into boomer territory. These riders grew up idolizing counterculture and chrome, but now They're settling down, downsizing, maybe even eyeing a golf cart and some golf club. I mean, for many of them, it's not live to ride, ride to live anymore. It's live to stretch, ride if your back doesn't actually hurt. Meanwhile, younger generations aren't picking up the slack. There was literally an online thread titled "Harley will go out of business when the boomers die." That's not subtle, folks, and it's not wrong either. Millennials and Gen Zs face the highest living costs in modern history. Many don't own homes. Many have college debt. A new Harley costs $20,000 to $30,000, a price of a small SUV. Kids aren't dropping that kind of money on a two-wheeled boomer cosplay machine. And even if they had the money, Harleys just aren't really that cool anymore. They're heavy, they're loud, they're kind of old school and not in a retro fun way. In a your dad's leather vest still smells like cigarettes way. If you pick up what I'm throwing down. I mean, younger riders prefer efficient, lightweight, tech-forward bikes, sport bikes, adventure bikes, commuter bikes, electric scooters. Harley, well, feels like artifacts. One industry insider summed it up perfectly to me. Harley is selling a lifestyle younger generations aren't interested in buying anymore. And then this is where things get absolutely brutal. Harley dealerships across America are closing at an alarming rate, and not just the small ones, the historic, decade-old institutions. Why? Well, because they're not making any money. After a brief pandemic spike, thanks to stimulus checks, the demand, it cratered. Dealers were stuck with bikes that wouldn't move and loans that they still had to pay. Some shops reported paying $20,000 to $40,000 a month in interest alone on unsold inventory. I mean, remember those giant palace-like Harley dealerships corporate pushed during the boom years? The ones with stages, giant chrome sculptures. Yeah, those buildings cost an absolute fortune. When sales slowed, those overheads crushed dealers like a steamroller. And Harley didn't help. In fact, Harley went full Thanos snap on its own dealer network by undercutting them online. Harley slashed prices on gear, parts, and even bikes on its website, sometimes 40 to 60% off. It was like Black Friday every single day. So why walk into a dealership when Harley themselves will sell it cheaper online? Dealers watched customers vanish overnight. The Harley community that dealers built for decades, Harley corporate nuked into orbit. Result, well, dealer closures from California to New York. Even overseas, stores in places like the UK folded because, as one observer put it, things ain't looking good. Fewer dealers meant fewer events, less community, fewer test rides, fewer places to service bikes, and just overall less visibility. Harley isn't just losing sales, they're losing cultural oxygen. And I mean, after doing a couple of days of research, I really kind of figured that just Harley spent a little too much time polishing chrome while the rest of the motorcycle world, well, they evolved. Other brands built adventure bikes, turbocharged powerhouses, high-revving sport machines, and affordable beginner bikes. Harley stuck to that big V twin cruiser over and over and over again. It's like a song that Nelly should sing. And every time they tried something new, they totally fumbled. They bought Buell, then killed it. They launched the V-Rod, a muscle cruiser with a Porsche-designed engine. But loyalists hated it, and newbies, they flirted with sportier models. They bailed. They flirted with cheaper models. They bailed. They flirted with diversifying the lineup. And guess what? They bailed. Meanwhile, Harley leaned hard into lifestyle merch. The logo became more popular than the bikes. Gen Z kids rocked Harley tees as vintage drip, but would never buy a Harley motorcycle. When your clothing outperforms your product, well, you're basically Supreme on wheels, but without the hype. Even investors are fed up. I mean, this year, a major shareholder attempted a boardroom coup, accusing Harley leadership of overseeing declining dealer profitability and cultural depletion. Translation for us normal folk, well, you're killing the brand's soul, Harley. And here's the wildest thing. I mean, as an enthusiast, Harley's bold, expensive, spectacularly embarrassing attempt to go electric is just wild. And they called it LiveWire. And it was supposed to save Harley, make it young, make it fresh, make it competitive with tech giants. And instead it just became pretty much a meme. A $30,000 bike with around 100 miles of range doesn't exactly scream new generation. And Harley spun it off into its own company, thinking that it would just magically create hype. Do you remember Scion? Yeah, spoiler, well, It didn't. LiveWire sold 33 motorcycles in one quarter. You could fit every buyer into a Starbucks. They lost $20 million doing it, over $600,000 per unit sold. That's not just missing the mark. That's shot yourself in the foot, reloaded, and shot yourself in the other foot. The idea, it wasn't bad. The execution was. The bike with no rumble, high price, and limited range? Harley's core didn't want it. Younger riders were not impressed. Harley tried to market electric motorcycles with soul. Cool slogan. Nobody bought it. LiveWire didn't revitalize Harley. It exposed just how disconnected Harley is from modern riders. Here is the thing though, you guys. Harley-Davidson isn't dead yet. They still have diehard fans. They still sell expensive cruisers. Their financing arm still makes money, and they've clawed back from disasters before, like the 1980s when they refocused on heritage after AMF nearly killed the brand. But this time, the storm, it's a category 5. The demographic cliff is real. The dealerships are disappearing. The lifestyle, it's just outdated. The innovation is failing. The brand identity is frozen in time. The future customers, well, they're just not coming. Harley risks becoming the blockbuster video of motorcycles, a cultural icon that refused to adapt. Cheaper bikes, smaller bikes, diverse styles, electric models that actually appeal. Harley will keep shrinking into a niche, a nostalgic relic, a brand people wear, ironically, but never ride. Right now, the trend lines all point into one direction, down. Harley-Davidson isn't just wobbling. Harley-Davidson isn't just declining. Harley-Davidson is well and truly screwed. So, what are your thoughts on Harley? Would you buy one? Have you bought one? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. And remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus cash. Check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. We'll catch you next week, and promise me one thing. Keep living the Ideal lifestyle.